Oh, I'm coming out the snake pit for this. King Jareer in your ear. I'm so fit I don't fit in. And this is a chaos edition, not a cave edition. Now this may ruffle some feathers and shake up some caves, but it is what it is. Let's get right into it. That Nile game. Nilios is a river god of what is now called the Nile in Egypt, modern day Egypt in North Africa. To the Greeks, other than Nilios, aka Nile, the only other North African river known, personified, occupied by a river god was the Keremitids of western Libya. But we're going to have to look into that because I don't know about that, and that's crazy. But you see that Nile game. Nile, Nilotic, Nilo-Saharan. Saharan is that desert game. See, we got Niger Congo, they got Nilo-Saharan, so that's Nile desert. That's river Congo. That's Niger River to Congo River. That's river to desert. You understand? River to desert. Let's run the gauntlet. When you get into that Niger River game, that's that West African game. And when you get into the genetics game, you have the West African gene is the only African gene. Huh? When you get into that genetic map, that West African gene is the only African gene. So that will put that at the Niger River situation. Niger is Negro. Negro is the black race. And we look for the dad gene E1B1A. It's West Central Africa. The mom mitochondria L1, L2, West Central Africa. Look it up for yourself. That's when I got it. So look at the bottom, literal meanings. Negro directly translates to black in both Spanish and Portuguese, derived from the word Niger, which means black. So remember, Niger was West Africa, and the gene is West Africa. You understand? That's where you get the African descent. Kinky, coily hair, eulatrii, woolly, curly. Jareer. That's type 4. So remember, you find the Negroid division of Negroid. This is African, Oceanic, and American Negro. Negroid division of Negroid racial groups. African, Oceanic, and American Negro. See what I'm saying? Then look. African Negro. This subdivision of the Negroid racial stock is further classified into 5 subdivisions. True Negro, Nilotic Negro, or Nilote, Bantu-speaking Negroes or Bantu, Bushmen, Hottentots, and Negrellos. That's all black. That's black Africans. That's the black African game. Look at this. Eulatrii is a proper noun. Human races that have crisped or woolly hair. Eulatrii. Eulatrii, name given to the races that have crisped or woolly hair. Edited by the revered James William, 1907, over 100 years ago. They was talking about the woolly-haired, crisped or woolly-haired. That's Renegana. So, when we get to that kinky coily, that's a eulatrii. Kundalini is coil. Leviathan is coil. Coil represents wisdom. Kundalini hair care, the rishi, the wise one, wraps / coils his hair up so his hair can absorb electromagnetic energy. we already have naturally coily hair, so we naturally absorb electromagnetic energy, meaning you would get the concept to do so would be from us. That's where you get the coil, absorption, protection from the radiation. These cave dwellers, cave babies, milk drinkers, nomads, wanderers, pirates, traders, you see what I'm saying? Bird race, Nephilims, angels, avian, Anglo-Saxon, Indo-European, Afro-Asiatic. Let's run it down. Okay, we see at the bottom Caucasoids in the blue. Hamites are classified as Caucasoids. And over on the right, non-Adamites, Negroids, Mongoloids, Asian Mongoloids, and American Mongoloids. So American Mongoloids is in the orange. So remember, they're in the jungle and in the ice. We just in hot climates, hot, humid, or hot and dry. Let's run it down. So remember, non-Adamites, meaning we're not children of Adam. So they saying the African and the Mongoloid is not children of Adam. You understand? Let's run a gauntlet. So remember, that's why I stress that the hair game is heritage. Eulogii, human races that have wisp. I said wisp. Crisp or woolly hair. That's why people cover or gillify, caveify their hair, change their hair texture to become transracial. So, remember, they switch us out. That's why we say, oh, skin folk ain't kinfolk. We say bone of my bone. Look for the bone structure. Look for the wide nose bone structure. Remember, we're panopticus over the forward jaw. And then when we get to that hair combination, the woolly hair, the wide nose, the panopticus forward jaw, everted lips, lactose intolerant. They're lactose persistent, we're lactose intolerant. We're forest, they're a desert. We're hot, humid, they're hot, dry climate. Droughts, famines, floods, meat, milk, incest, nomadic pastoralism. You understand? Slave trade, they've been swapping us out, bringing in Indians. They've been bringing in Indians on a swap out. You ain't peeping. You talking about this melanated situation. These people are classified as Caucasoids. They've been swapping us out, saying we're darker than you, or we're darker than you. But if you look at their bone structures, they have the narrow faces and the narrow noses. It's a bone structure situation. Bone of my bone. Every skin folk ain't kinfolk. Remember, they feel melanin. That's a dark red. That's cotton. That's why you gotta cover up all that skin. And this is King Jareer in your ear. I'm so fit I don't fit in. This is Chaos Edition, not a Cave Edition. Now this may ruffle some feathers and shake up some caves. I say this may ruffle some feathers and shake up some caves. The nearest and the furthest. I say this may shake up the nearest and the furthest. Caves. Cave, please. Cave, please.